Good morning, people. Watch Woman 65. Lisa Boyce here. I'm going to do this video this morning. I don't know, like I said yesterday, if you're having trouble, you might want to adjust the settings on the part where you watch the video to see. It should be okay, I'm assuming. I mean, a few people said the video I did yesterday, they said they watched it later and it was fine. So, I don't know why it would buffer. But anyway, I'm coming on this morning because I got something last night and I figured that you all wanted to see this. The Pentagon is approving quarantining Americans against their will on military bases amid a coronavirus outbreak. Now, I looked this up and it is on news outlets. So I'm going to leave the link down here for you. But it says the Pentagon has approved quarantine camps, aka death camps in the United States, to house American detainees suspected of being infected with the 2019 coronavirus. Merely coming in contact with someone would qualify you for a quarantine. Now, this is from Defense Secretary Mark Esper. It says Defense Secretary Mark Esper is expected to support the request for the locations which would be used should HHS facilities become filled. The statement notes that the military facilities would house up to 20 people each as they undergo a period of quarantine observation, but would be third in line to place individuals as HHS already has primary and secondary locations identified that are not Department of Defense facilities. However, the camps are not limited to people who have traveled from overseas, as most media outlets make it out to be. One report from CBS Sacramento reveals how the military will be snatching and grabbing regular everyday citizens off the streets. The real truth of the matter is that, just like in China, when the camps become filled or overwhelmed, many people in them start dying. In fact, the Chinese military had to build moats around the camps in effort to deter detainees from escaping. This is insane. Keep in mind, wargaming such a scenario one could simply be eating lunch at their favorite fast food place sometime in the near future when the military arrives and grabs everyone inside after an infected person was reported to have entered the restaurant. This is bad. Detainees would then be taken to a camp where, if not infected already, they will likely become infected, especially being packed in with other sick and unruly people. Anything could happen. A good example of this is how people have been quarantined on cruise ships where the virus just keeps spreading, adding to the number of infections until nobody is left. Ladies and gentlemen, this is part of the Antichrist scenario. This is a perfect storm right here. And this is another reason why I come on here every day and tell you to prepare for the rapture. And the only way to prepare is to believe on the finished work of Jesus Christ and Him crucified. If they're going to do this here in the United States, it's going to start. I have no doubt about it. It's going to start. Civil war will break out from this. People will die, and it won't necessarily be from this disease. This is serious. I'm going to come on later on with even more stuff and how this might be connected to HIV. I found an article on that too. So, I have no doubt that this plays part of the end time scenario. No doubt in my mind at all. Like I said yesterday, and like I've said in the past, this disease is going to be even rampant after the church is removed. And the only one that's going to have a cure for it is the Antichrist. And the only way to be able to get that cure is to accept the mark of the beast. That's the way it's going to be. But I will be back on later with more videos. And like I said, if this is buffering, check the settings in your the little gear that's on the bottom of the video, and adjust that, change it or whatever. Because when I'm doing a video, when I'm recording right now, I don't see anything. So I just see a stop and start. That's all I see, a red button. But if you're having a hard time with this, just check the settings in the video. I'll be back on later. Thank you.